Got you.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Athletics and Wellness Center on the campus of Earlham College as we bring you Earlham women's basketball here tonight. And a huge matchup for the Quakers. They'll take on the Beavers of Bluffton. Both teams still fighting for a possible playoff spot. Welcome to the Farm Beer Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show. I'm Troy Darengowski, and Gerard O'Byrne back with us again. We're hoping maybe Gerard will be a good luck charm tonight because the Quakers will need it. Let's give you a little bit of a scenario, and we've got a lot to talk about throughout this pregame into the game itself. Right now, Bluffton is a half game ahead of the Quakers for the final spot in the playoffs. As 6 teams will make it, Earlham now 3-6. They still have the makeup game against Manchester. That's why there's a half game in there. We talked about the last broadcast, Gerard. You got to beat the teams at home that you're supposed to beat. And I venture to say I kind of think I know what you're going to analyze here a little bit. Again, when you're at home, you better win these games.
When you're at home, you have to take care of business. And as we saw from the previous game against Defiance, they did not. And they find themselves a half game out the 6th spot, like you just said. And you go back to that Defiance game, they take care of business, they're in the top 6. So you're right. Home games against teams that you must beat to get into the playoffs, you just absolutely have to protect home court.
9 games remaining, counting tonight. 4 games at home, 5 games on the road. When you look at it, though, and you think those 9 games, I went back and you can tell I don't have anything else to do. All right, so the 9 games of the teams they've already played, they've only won 3 of those 9. So that's a tough stretch to haul now, knowing that schedule's still ahead of you with so many teams above you. So I guess in reality, you kind of control your own destiny, and it's really in your hands.
You control your own destiny. You just said it right. It's in your hands. But in order to control your own destiny, you have to beat some of the top teams. Again, taking care of business at home, like we just talked about. But in order to really control your own destiny, you have to win a lot more than you lose in these next 9 games.
Yeah.
And in order to do that, you're playing for the top teams in the conference, and those are games you're going to have to win. And it's going to be even tougher because 2 of them are on the road, but you also got 2 of them at home, which also helps your case. So in order to be the best, you got to beat the best, and Earlham finds themselves in that situation.
Now, I'm going to ask you, the one point you do make is true. You need to win these games at home. The Quakers aren't very good at home. Sub 500, 3-4, so they just can't find a way to be a good home team. What's the issue?
The issue that I've seen a lot is there's times, like against Defiance, they've come out flat. I felt like they missed a lot of layups and easy jump shots that end up hurting them in the game. And they turn the ball over a lot. And no matter if you're at home or if you're on the way, if you're not making layups and you're turning the ball over a lot, that's a recipe for a disaster. But they've had 7 days since their last game, with the Manchester game being postponed. So we'll see if Coach Watson corrected a lot of the mistakes and put them through a solid week of practice, and we'll see how well that translates to tonight's game.
Statistically, these 2 teams look very similar, and we'll talk about the Beavers in more detail in a moment. But I want to go back to the last game that these 2 teams played one another. It was back on December 5th, and it was a 10-point win for Bluffton. Now, I asked you, without any prodding whatsoever, if I told you these numbers, who do you think won the game? Earlham outshot Bluffton 70-48. I mean, think it, you got 22 extra shots. You ended up stealing the basketball 14 times. You ended up with 45 rebounds, 22 offensive rebounds, and yet you still lost that ball game. How do you explain that to me logically?
I don't know if you can explain that logically, because when you told me those numbers, I thought Earlham won in a blowout loss, not just a win, but those sounds like numbers of a blowout win, but then you lose by 10. The only way you lose that game is just like they did. Out of 70 shots, you make only 20-some% of them.
Yeah, well, that's the key. They shot 26%, and the Quakers ended up only shooting 17% from three-point range. So it was just an off night No doubt about it whatsoever. Caleb Bowling led the Quakers with 15 that night. We're going to talk about Bluffton when we come back here in a couple of moments. They're not a team that's going to wow you. So it'll be interesting for the Quakers tonight how they will play this one here this evening, knowing, I believe, after watching a couple of their games, the Quakers are more athletic and a better defensive team overall. We'll talk about that coming up next. This is the pregame brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you're born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shear.
We are back here once again at the Athletics and Wellness Center. Thanks for being with us as we get set for, well, another huge matchup. They're all going to be that way the rest of the way. Gerard, when you look at Bluffton, there is nothing, as I watched just a couple of their games, the previous game, of course, against the Quakers. I watched them a little bit against Transylvania. There's nothing that stands out that makes me go, wow. They're a solid team, but their numbers across the board look so much like Earlham's. I can't believe this will not be a close ball game tonight if both teams play to their potential.
Well, even without watching them, if you just go back and look at the numbers from last game, 22 more shots, 14 steals, 22 offensive rebounds. Everything is set in Earlham's favor against Bluffton. And I believe if the same kind of numbers go Earlham's way tonight, it won't be a close game in my personal opinion. But Earlham can't come out and think that just because we had a bad shooting night that we can still beat this team by 20. You have to take care of business. You have to act like this team is better than you. Records are 0-0. You just have to come out and play as hard as you can no matter who you're playing against.
TJ Mills leading Bluffton with a 13.7 scoring average. Brianna Gillig averaging 10.5. They only average around 59 points per game. Both teams shooting at around 36-37% from field goal range, and both at around 27-25% from three-point range. Rebounding-wise, 38 for Bluffton, 37 for the Quakers. The numbers very even coming into this one. We'll have the starters coming up next. The tip-off right around the corner as we continue in the Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Wish me luck, wish me luck. We've all said it. Thing is, life doesn't run on luck. For most people, it takes careful planning. A lot more than, say, crossing your fingers or toes. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Because as your life changes, your life insurance coverage should do the same. And when it comes to your coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shear.
We check them better. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle is fully inspected and reconditioned by ASE and factory-trained technicians. And each Better Buy vehicle comes with a Carfax vehicle history report, so you know you can buy a vehicle with confidence. We back 'em better with a 3-day satisfaction guarantee. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified comes with a 3-day or 300-mile satisfaction guarantee. If you don't like it within that 3 days or 300 miles, just bring it back and we'll exchange it for a vehicle of equal value. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle comes with a 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty. We price them better. We have dedicated individuals searching the entire country for the highest quality, lowest price vehicles for our inventory. In today's competitive market, we're constantly monitoring vehicle values to ensure that we're offering the best prices possible. We guarantee that every Wetzel Better Buy vehicle is the highest quality used car or truck around. Our reconditioning process guarantees that you are getting a vehicle as close to brand new as possible, and our warranties back that up.
Since 1994, Beach Automotive has provided motorists in the Richmond area with comprehensive auto repair services that include car and truck care, alignment, brakes, tires, engine, transmission, and more. You'll be hard-pressed to find the same level of expertise that our auto mechanic specialists provide. For a high-performing vehicle, trust Beach Automotive. To learn more, call 765-966-8181. Beach Automotive, 110 East Main Street, Richmond.
Well, the Beavers being introduced as we welcome you back to the Athletics and Wellness Center, and Gerard has the starting lineup for tonight's matchup.
So we'll start with the starting five for Bluffton University. Starting guard, a 5'4 junior out of Dayton, Ohio, number 3, T.J. Mills. A 5'9 freshman out of New Riegel, Ohio, number 20, Brianna Gilling. A 5'6 sophomore out of Macomb, Ohio, number 23, Nora Heminger. A 5'8 sophomore out of Bluffton, Ohio, number 33, Abby Parkins. And a 5'11 junior out of Cincinnati, Ohio, number 42, L.J. Olverson. In the starting five for your Earlham Quakers, a 5'6 junior out of Louisville, Kentucky, number 10, Cameron White. A 5'5 sophomore out of Osgood, Indiana, number 12, Kayla Bowling. A 5'8 senior out of Centerville, Indiana, number 21, Michaela McFarland. A 5'5 sophomore out of Sacramento, California, number 30, Acacia Tennette. And to round out your starting five for the Earlham Quakers, a 5'10 junior out of Newcastle, Indiana, number 43, Zoe Curtis.
All right, thank you very much. By the way, quick check of this Bluffton team. They'll play man-to-man defense. Keep an eye on T.J. Mills. She's a player that has good quickness, leads the team in scoring. I think when you look at their offense, they're turnover prone. If the Quakers can press them a little bit tonight, I'm feeling that Earlham can do that if they do press and press hard here this evening. And the one thing about it is when I looked at those two games, again, that's a very small sample. The opposing teams, including Earlham, had the ability to drive to the basket. But as you said earlier, the other key is you got to hit layups.
And driving to the basket is what Earlham loves to do. That's their bread and butter, getting to the basket. And if they can hit their layups tonight, they should be in a very good position.
We are underway. It'll be Quaker basketball. Thanks for being with us here tonight. Quakers in their home whites. Bluffton will be in their dark uniforms. We mentioned the Quakers have cut down on the turnovers as McFarland misses their first shot of the ball game, and the rebound pulled down by Olverson. Where the Quakers have cut down on the turnovers, but their shooting percentage has continued to plummet over the last couple of games. They're hoping to get that underway here tonight. The reverse layup, no good as Olverson able to hit the reverse layup. Looks like Zoe may have caught a finger in the eye. She's quickly back down the floor. She trails the play. It'll be Quaker basketball. McFarland. Here's Tennette. Back to McFarland in the corner. The three-pointer on the way. She's 0 for 2. And the rebound pulled down by Parkins. Parkins averaging just 2.8 points per game. We mentioned Brianna Gillig, 10.5 points, 6.9 rebounds, leading the way in the rebounding department for the Beavers. 15 on the shot clock. Beaver basketball. Quakers stay man-to-man. See if the Beavers can get a good shot here for Mills. Mills looking for the screen, takes it baseline, throws up a shot, missed it, and the rebound by Bowling. So both teams 0 for early in this one. And by the way, there is a travel. This is exactly how it started in the last time these two teams got together. It took them forever to get points on the board.
Well, it seems right now Earlham is a little, on that possession, was a little out of control. First shot, McFarland got to the rim, just missed the layup like we talked about. Have to hit your layups. And the second one, three-point shooter, McFarland gets a good look. Can't be mad at that. And the third one just settled down a little bit more. Same thing for Bluffton, just both teams getting the early game jitters out right now.
I would imagine, too, as the ball goes out of bounds, you know the ramifications. I mean, players know what's going on. You got 9 games remaining. You better make every minute count, so you play a little tighter in games like this?
I don't know if you necessarily play more tighter. I think you play more focused because you know, especially in the position Earlham's in, which one game, a half game out of the 6th spot for the playoffs. I think you play just more focused, knowing what's at stake.
That was a travel, by the way, by the Beavers, so a turnover, and the Quakers get the basketball back. So we mentioned Beavers will play man-to-man, as will the Quakers. There's a drive, and there's a foul as well on Bluffton, so that's going to send Cameron White to the line. By the way, Cameron right behind Zoe Curtis in the scoring lead, as Zoe at 12.9 points per game and Cameron at 12.8. You know, Cameron's one of those players we talked about before that, you know, there's so much potential there. The one thing you'd love to see her add to her repertoire would be that mid-range jumper instead of kind of taking it in there and throwing it up and hoping it goes in at times.
Well, I think the mid-range would also help with her drive. Teams play her for the drive, and a lot of times when we see her go to the cup, she'll throw her body into a couple of defenders. If she has that mid-range, they have to respect that part of her game, and when she drives to the basket, she'll have a lot more success.
Here's a three from the left wing. That is no good as Heminger can't get it to fall. Quakers turn it over. Back once again to the Beavers. Quakers have got to take care of the basketball. You see we're coming up on 7 minutes remaining in the first period of play here at the Athletics and Wellness Center. Drive down the lane, and there's a missed layup by Heminger once again. Here come the Quakers. Lead pass will find Cameron. Down the lane, scoop shot, no. And that'll be T.J. Mills able to come away with the basketball. Then she throws it away. Cameron steals it. And again, the Quakers get it back. Here's Cameron on the drive, offensive foul. And that's exactly what we talked about.
Exactly what we talked about. And the defender was right there waiting for her. And just like I said a minute ago, teams are playing Cameron White for the drive. And that's where that mid-range, or not even a mid-range, just a quick pass out. You just got the turnover, reset your offense. You don't have to go so fast all the time.
Well, and that's the one thing. Sometimes you end up playing, again, faster than you want to. And hopefully the Quakers, knowing that they've kind of put themselves behind the 8 ball again down the stretch in this season, they will play under more control offensively. So we'll find out more tonight. Beavers basketball still haven't scored as we're 3 minutes in to this opening period of play. Shot clock at 12. Cameron nearly gets called that time for a reach, but there's Mills for the layup, and the Beavers finally get on the board, but it took them over 3 minutes to score. Quaker basketball change in Earlham's lineup. We'll get to that in a moment as Bowling has her shot blocked out of bounds. Quakers have now come with Rosie Newhart, the 5'8 sophomore out of Osgood, and also coming in the sharpshooter Kendall Spears, who has hit some big shots here lately for the Quakers. And we're going to see Brianna Graham come in out of Springboro, Ohio, a 5'5 junior. By the way, the men are playing tonight. They're on the road at Bluffton. They have a huge game tonight. We'll try to keep you updated on that game as we go throughout the night as well. Quakers will inbound, 21 on the shot clock. Bowling wisely gives it up to Tanette. Here's Spears. Quakers now playing with a much smaller lineup without having Zoe in the lineup, as there's a three on the way, good, and that's going to be Bowling for three. And the Quakers now lead at 5-2. And there's a steal by the Quakers. Earlham gets another turnover, and Cameron hits the shot, and just like that, a 5-point run put together by Earlham.
I want to go back to that possession where Kayla hit the three. You see how much better their offense runs when they get multiple passes? It's a thing of beauty to watch when you can get your team involved and you get the shot that you want and not have to go so fast to get it.
You know, when I watch them sometimes, it seems like the Earlham offense, they'll get to a certain point and they settle.
Yes.
If they pass too much, I'll just throw up a three, and when they really don't need to. Cameron off the drive again, another foul. And I watched the game against Bluffton. That's kind of what they did. They'll do that little, they'll circle around the top of the key, and then pretty soon somebody decides, I think I'll just shoot it.
And I think that's why they shot 26% from the field last time.
So now the Quakers with the basketball back. Here's Newhart, and that's off her leg and out of bounds. Turnover by the Quakers. 7-2 as the Quakers go on a 5-0 run. Bluffton trying to handle the press right here, and they do not. Turnover again. Bowling on the drive. Bowling with a basket. And Earlham's press defense now causing issues here for the Beavers. We thought they'd be turnover prone against the press. That shot's going to be off the mark. They went to Ulverson underneath, the 5'11 junior out of Cincinnati. Here's Cameron White on the drive, the kick out to net, bypasses the 15-footer. Spears stops 14 feet away, shot a line drive shot. That was a little bit flat.
Yeah, first shot of the game.
Beavers back the other way. Jumper good. That'll be 2-point basket by Gillig, averaging 10.5 points per game. That stops a 7-0 run. So Quaker basketball once again. Earlham inside to Newhart, the double team. The ball comes loose, and it'll go out of bounds. And I think we may have a media timeout.
Yeah.
I believe we do. Women's basketball in the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. They're kind enough to give us a media timeout. We'll take a timeout as well on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Earlham on top of this one, 9-4.
Big Boys Pizza is now open in Richmond, located at 1015 East Main Street, next door to the Civic Theater. The menu has great sandwiches, pasta, salads, and of course, pizza. Come dine in, carry out, or have your food delivered day or night, at home or at the office. Other locations are in Connorsville and Brookville. Bring in a sports ticket after any game and receive 10% off your purchase. Ticket must be dated for the same day as your purchase. Dine in, take out, or delivery. Big Boys Pizza. 765-488-0023.
And we're back here at the Athletics and Wellness Center. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Best Western Classic of Richmond. If you're visiting the Richmond area, make sure you stay at the Best Western Classic. At the Best Western Classic, you get the most amenities available, including indoor pool, fitness center, conference space, free buffet breakfast, free Wi-Fi, and, of course, a clean, quite comfortable room. Best Western Classic of Richmond, 533 West Eaton Pike. Well, after a slow start for both these ball clubs, we're now back rolling here in the first quarter. The Quakers have Amy Wiesner is now checked in. And back in the ball game as well is your post player Zoe Curtis, but that pass goes out of bounds and a turnover by Earlham right after the timeout. Yeah, I look at that, and the entry pass never seems to really change sometimes. The guard doesn't move to a different angle to give it a different look, do they?
No, and I would think a team knowing what Earlham likes to do in the press would spend some time practicing on how to inbound the ball, because how many teams have we seen struggle to inbound the basketball against their press?
Yeah, exactly. Well, by the way, that's going to be T.J. Mills who will go to the foul line. That is just the second foul on the Quakers here in the first quarter. Again, every time we get to 5 each individual team, then you shoot the double bonus in women's college basketball. So that's a change that happened over the last couple of years. Mills will be back in for number 2. Mills again averaging nearly 14 points per game. Will hit the second and is back to a 4-point lead. So Spears in, White is in, Wiesner is in. White drives and misses the layup. Zoe Curtis stays in the ball game. Tennette in as well for the Quakers. Mills across the timeline once again as Kylie Brock is checked in, a 5'6" sophomore. Drive on the baseline there by Gillick. Nice up and under, but then missed the layup against Spears. Ball loose in the lane. Tennette able to pick it up. Quakers have 2 players down the floor. One of those is Zoe Curtis. The other one is Cameron White, and they got nothing out of it.
And those are players that I think would frustrate Coach Watson. You had a 2-on-0 fast break, but don't get nothing out of it. And
now that's tough.
Yes, very tough.
I thought maybe Zoe just handed off and let the layup go from there, but it didn't happen. So the Quakers with the basketball once again. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Spears. White looking inside. Nothing there for Curtis. Back to Spears for 3. That's missed. And a rebound battled for, and we have a whistle and a foul called against Cameron White as she reaches in on Emma Saltzman, who is now checked in out of Arcadia, Ohio, 6'1" freshman. Bowling is back in. Cameron will sit down with her first foul. 3:35 remaining in the opening period of play.
It's actually White's second foul.
So they did pick up number 2 there. They did change that as we were looking away, so it is number 2. So Cameron comes out of the ball game.
That might be a big foul for the Quakers.
Yeah, there's your second leading scorer now sitting on the bench, and the ball goes out of bounds. Nearly a turnover by Bluffton. So far, I think everything I've said early is come true. The Beavers are turnover prone. We've seen that. They like to drive and kick. That's one thing you'll probably see them do more of. If there's nothing inside, they do like to kick it to the outside. And there's a prime example right there. Brock with the basketball.
And if you're Earlham, that's where you have to do a good job of one-on-one defense, not allowing your help to come over and getting a good open look just like we just saw from Bluffton.
Brock missed the three, and somehow they're able to get the offensive rebound. The putback that time by Chelsea Moore, who is now checked into the ball game. She wears number 11 for the Beavers. Quaker basketball, bowling on the drive down the lane, and that'll be a blocking foul, and we'll go to the free throw line. And I know exactly what you're going to say because McFarland was wide open in this right corner.
And McFarland's man stepped over, just an easy pass to the corner. You get a wide open 3 shot.
Yeah, it's one thing about you see a lot of tunnel vision. Players aren't looking to you ought to already know she's there, right?
Well, I think on that one, Kayla I think she saw her, but she tried to pass while she was running. Perfect opportunity, jump stop, pass, easy shot.
Exactly, and McFarland being a three-point shooter had a really good look if she got the basketball. McFarland lobbing inside, backside steal. Good defense there by Heminger. And here come the Beavers. Chance to tie or take the lead here in the opening period of play of what is now a low-scoring first quarter. Exactly what the way these two teams played the earlier matchup. The drive and a whistle and a foul. And that's going to put Chelsea Moore at the line, and foul called on Zoe Curtis. Well, you can really see, and I think you would agree, that talent-wise and such, these two teams are pretty even, aren't they?
They're pretty even, and I think going back to the numbers we stated in pregame, I'm understanding why it wasn't what we thought. Because even now, Earlham is just playing such sloppy basketball. They're not playing under control, and when they played under control, they've gotten buckets out of it.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why they can't stay consistent with that kind of play.
Well, both free throws missed by Moore. Here come the Quakers. Wiesner with the basketball. Just over 2 minutes remaining now here in the opening period of play. Bowling starts to reverse it to the left, back to McFarland. She was looking inside, and there's another turnover. And I saw you shaking your head right there. And they were thinking about that entry pass, and it wasn't there for Zoe.
Well, just the previous possession when she tried to get it to her, and the backside defense comes over for help. So that's a quick adjustment. You see her coming from Zoe's backside. Nah, don't throw that pass.
You're probably going to see that a lot.
Yes.
They don't want Zoe to beat him inside. Out on the high post, here is Saltzman.
And
7 on the shot clock.
Well, they're doing a good job of it right now because we're 8.5 minutes into the ball game, and Zoe has yet to shoot the ball.
Well, there's a turnover again by the Beavers, and neither team may make it to double figures here in the first quarter. Just over a minute and a half remaining here in period number 1. Back in the ball game for the Quakers, Rosie Newhart. So the Quakers have gone small again. Newhart, an undersized post.
Both teams shooting 30%, 3 of 10 from the field. So we might be in for a very low-scoring game tonight.
See, the way it's stacking up right now, we might get into the 50s. Wiesner tried to dribble into a double team, turnover by the Quakers, and then carrying the basketball, that'll be Chelsea Moore. So there's a turnover, giving it right back. Now, I'm going to be bluntly honest, and we always try to be as honest as we can. Right now, these two teams don't look like two playoff teams.
Right now, they don't. And if either of them are going to compete and get into that 6th spot and get into the playoffs, they're going to have to raise their games to a whole nother level than what we're seeing right now.
There's another turnover by the Quakers. Bowling ends up turning it over, and then stepping on the end line, Chelsea Moore. And, you know, I make reference to Christmas a lot, but Christmas is gone. We got to quit giving so much here tonight. Quaker basketball.
Well, Earlham already has 9 turnovers. Bluffton has 7. Just as we said before, sloppy basketball.
Here's Spears, and that's one thing we said too, is the Quakers have started to cut down on the turnovers, but now it's happening again here tonight. 9 on the shot clock. Here is Bowling looking for the screen from Spears. Bowling stops, lobs it inside, and the ball is loose, and it'll be a shot clock violation with 23 seconds, so the Quakers turn it over for the 10th time. Well, we were at practice last night. Had a chance to talk a little bit with Head coach for the Quakers, just for a few moments, Shauna Watson. I don't think by the time I left she was very happy with the team's practice.
Well, we're getting the fans are getting a glimpse of what we saw in practice yesterday. Sloppy, not focused, sluggish, and it's 100% truth to the statement, you practice how you play.
It's going to be Quaker basketball. There is some question on whose basketball that was, and the officials say it will be Earlham ball, as we're now down to the final few seconds here in this first period of play, and now we're seeing Bluffton decide they're going to press a little bit, make the Quakers work for perhaps the final shot of the quarter. Here's Bowling. Better get a shot off here pretty quick. Bowling will find Wiesner. Wiesner stops, pops, and misses, and neither team able to get to double digits here in the first period of play. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, after one, it's Earlham 9, Bluffton 7. This is Earlham women's basketball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Best One Tire and Service has been committed to our partners since 1948. With more than 250 locations in 26 states, Best One puts over 1 million tires on the road every year. Superior tires, expert service, competitive prices. Best One Tire and Service, where the best costs less.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark with Best One of Richmond. Because Best One is one of Bridgestone's largest retailers, we offer exclusive Bridgestone savings. Visit us in Richmond to save on Bridgestone tires today.
Hey, we're back here at the Athletics and Wellness Center. We were informed just a couple of moments ago the men's game there now down to the last couple of minutes in the first half. And Bluffton has, a 2-point lead in that one. So, all right, sir, I hope you have a better second quarter than I had a first quarter, as it was a long opening period of play, but not a whole lot to cheer about either way.
Well, hopefully in the second quarter we get some more buckets by both teams.
Kind of the name of the game, right?
Yeah. A 9-point and 7-point quarter, you just don't see that a lot.
No, you don't. You think in 10 minutes of play, the way these two teams can potentially get up and down the floor, that you would have seen a few more points, but you got the call now.
A lot of sloppy basketball. Bluffton starts the second quarter with the basketball down by 2. Looking for Ulverson in the post. Missed jump shot by number 20, Gilling. Nearly a steal by Bluffton, but knocked out. Earlham's basketball. And again, passes, full court passes like that. Easy steals for Bluffton if they react a little quicker than what we just saw. But why? Why make that pass?
Yeah, if you're going to do it, you better put some English on it, right?
That, or I understand if the transition game has been working for you, but it hasn't. So you got to get some buckets. So bring it up slowly and run your offense. Spears off the drive finds Bowling. She will shoot the 3 and nothing but net. And half-court offense generates 2 or 3. Mills bringing it up for the Bluffton Cougars. And a foul call on Bowling. That will be her first personal foul. Bluffton's ball, side out of bounds.
By the way, Quakers only using 3 players off their bench. It's kind of the same that they did the last time these two teams met, and I would venture to say that is probably going to be the same the rest of the year.
Yeah, and Coach Watson has been pretty consistent with who she plays and who she doesn't play, and she's always had a short rotation, and that was a travel call on Bluffton in their previous possession. Spears at the top will find Bowling. Should come off the pick. Will drive. Steal by Mills. And she will miss the layup. Rebound by Bowling. Acacia pushed it up. Finds Spears. Bowling at the top. She will take the 3 and off the mark. Rebound by Gillig. Finds Mills, who brings it up for Bluffton.
And halftime of that men's game now.
And we're just 2 minutes in the second quarter of ours. Air ball 3 by 33. Abby Parkins for the Beavers. Earlham will bring it up. finds Bowling on the side. Looking for Zoe. Zoe gets triple teamed down in the post, and she ends up traveling with the ball. And I think that was a clear definition of they're not letting Zoe get shots off tonight.
Exactly. They're going to make sure that these other players might beat him, but it's not going to be Zoe Curtis.
Now, if I'm Coach Watson, after I saw that, Zoe will be my decoy. I will put Bowling and I would put Spears on the same side, and I would feed her. Because what I just saw right there is both defenders on her side came off the triple teamer.
Yeah.
I would use Zoe as a decoy. As soon as they triple team you, right back out to my shooters. Three-pointer, I think it was a two-pointer.
Yeah, it was two.
Two-pointer by 42 LJ Overson for the Beavers, and it will cut Earlham's lead to 3, 12-9. Kendall Spears will fire a three, and I don't think she called the bank, but luckily the bank's open on weekdays. Earlham will get into their full court press.
You ever wonder why people, there's another turnover, why people don't like banking the shots? It's there for a reason, right?
Exactly. Rebound by Zoe Curtis, and her layup is no good. And I think we have a timeout by Bluffton. 15-9, 7 minutes to go in the second quarter on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management and Scoreboard, and we will be back.
Our community, it's where we live, it's where we work, it's where we play. At West End Bank, we're not just in the community, we're a part of the community. And that's why we support over 100 programs for local nonprofits and schools, including our financial literacy program that positively impacts countless students throughout the area. You bank locally, so we give back locally to watch people grow with endless possibilities.
Kate's Cages is the #1 indoor training facility for baseball and softball in Richmond by far. With top flight instructors, you will learn how to play the game the right way. Everything from pitching, hitting, catching, and fielding. Kate's Cages will also have the opportunity to participate in triple play fall ball, the softball academy, individual and team camps, and individual private workouts. Kate's Cages Baseball and Softball Indoor Training Facility, 1366 Rose City Boulevard. Call 993-2353 for more information.
Welcome back to the Athletic Wellness Center, and I don't know if we have another timeout or a clock issue, but both teams have gone back to their benches.
Going to get a bonus here, huh? By the way, the Earlham men at halftime are leading that contest 33-30.
Well, you remember the double overtime thriller we got last time those two teams played. So,
well, the Earlham men are playing well right now.
I want to go back to the point you brought up about the bank shot. Why don't people use it more? I would think you saw Tim Duncan make much money off the bank shot.
I don't know. It's almost like it's not cool to use it. You got to use the rim only. But then if that's the case, let's just get rid of the backboard.
Might as well. Nobody uses it unless it's for layups. But a lot of times we don't have success doing that. So.
I think we better keep it for a while.
Earlham full court press. Bluffton bringing it up. 22. Hetty Craddock.
By the way, I'm not sure what the issue is now.
Another stoppage in time. I think the shot clock wasn't correct.
This Bluffton team has gone to another slump. They went 3 minutes before they scored in the first quarter. They're now just over 3 minutes. They haven't scored here in the second.
And I think we understand why they didn't get that many shots up against the last time they played Earlham. They turn the ball over a lot, and they use a lot of clock on their offensive possessions. So that's going to limit how many shots you get per game. They go inside to Gillig, but she will be fouled by Kendall Spears. And that will be her first personal foul of the game. Bluffton inbounds it, finds Mills off the down screen. She will drive it. And a mid-range shot is nothing but net by number 5, Brianna Graham for the Beavers. 15-11 with just under 6.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Wisner looks for Zoe. Good pump fake by Zoe, and she gets the layup to go. That was an excellent pump fake Zoe used to get herself open and an easy layup.
Yeah, I was watching Mills, by the way. She was going to double down on this side.
Yes.
She was so far off her man, it wasn't even close.
They're going to double team Zoe every time she touches the rock. Mills at the top for the Beavers. Graham will fire a three, and it will be off the mark. Rebounded by Wiesner, and she will be fouled by Gillig.
And, the Quakers are undersized. There's no doubt about that, especially when Zoe's not in there and Newhart, nothing against Newhart, but a 5'8". That's a pretty good example right there where you really need your guards like Wiesner to come in and rebound.
And I also think a time like this is where White picking up her second foul in the first quarter hurts because she's the one who gets to the bucket so easy. It creates opportunities for the other 4 players on the court. Bolt will take the step-back jumper off the mark. And the ball was knocked out by Bluffton, so we'll go back to Earlham.
Well, Chad Schutler didn't agree with that call at all. He's asking all 3 officials how they missed that, but maybe this is the crew that worked that Saints game against the Rams.
Well, they made a call right there. So.
That's right. They're a step ahead, aren't they?
Turnover by Wiesner, steal by Mills. She will take it for the layup, and it is good. 13-17. Earlham up by 4 with 5 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Can't throw that ball anywhere.
No.
There's a turnover, by the way, again. Anywhere that Mills is, we talked about her in the pregame. She has quickness. She's the kind of player that's going to make a difference in a ball game because of what she can do defensively. Mm-hmm. But if you don't make a good pass, that's like stealing right there.
Exactly. And a player like Mills who likes to use her quickness, you don't want to give a player like that easy buckets in transition.
Exactly.
A missed shot by 42, L.J. Overson. Bowling will bring it up for the Quakers. Finds Kendall at the top. Thought about the 3, but she will pass it to Acacia. Wiesner hits Bowling at the top. She will drive and Bluffton will get called for a hold.
Yeah, I thought that was a jump ball.
Me as well. But
now, in your estimation, what was wrong with that play?
She drove straight into 2 people.
There you go.
And it seems like Earlham players, but not just Earlham, a lot of players we see on a lot of teams we've covered, they put their head down and they just go and they live with the result.
Yeah.
And Bowling's got to know that if you drive and you see a double team, odds are that person came from the man in the corner wide open, you get an easy shot.
In other words, you had plenty of time to make an adjustment, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But if you put your head down, you're not going to see anything. And Rosie was fouled by 42, L.J. Overson. That will be her second personal, and Rosie will shoot 2 free throws at the free throw line. And makes the first one.
Well, it appears we may get to double figures in the second quarter for both these teams. But
well, Earlham has already matched its first quarter total with 9, and Rosie misses the second free throw. And Cameron White immediately comes back in and makes an impact, getting a rebound off the free throw.
By the way,
then turned it over.
It's no big deal, but I was watching the clock. Somebody down there forgot to start that clock right away. So no wonder this game's taking so long.
Exactly. Another turnover by Earlham, and that will make Earlham's turnover total at 14. With 4.5 minutes to go in the second quarter.
And that's hard because, as we said earlier, that's something that I think that Coach really felt they were starting to get a grip on, is not just giving up the basketball as much.
Well, it goes back to us watching practice yesterday. They weren't crisp in practice and throwing a lot of bad passes. And a layup by Mills, and I think she's getting it going for the Beavers. But going back to the practice, when you don't practice hard, it translates to the game. And them having a week off, maybe they enjoyed a little downtime, but now they're going back to their turnover selves when they spent so much time trying to get away from that. Bowling on the wing, thought about the 3. Rosie, in my opinion, was open but couldn't get it to her. McFarland at the half-court line, 3 seconds on the shot clock. She will launch it and will airball it. And I think everybody was anticipating the whistle, but it wasn't called. And there's the whistle of number 23, Nora Heminger, getting fouled by Newhart. But, yeah, everybody stopped for a minute thinking the ref was going to blow the whistle. And part of me doesn't understand why they didn't blow the whistle.
That's what I'm going to say, because generally they will, because everybody will stop.
Unless Earlham had full possession and started going, but I thought they were just catching the ball as the clock expired. But Bluffton inbounds it. Layup good by number 11, Chelsea Moore. And Bluffton has cut the Earlham lead down to 1. Wiesner drives. Will pass it back out to Spears. She will go from the top and will get fouled. Foul by number 11, Chelsea Moore for Bluffton. Spears will go to the free throw line and shoot 2.
I know this is always going to sound for us like a broken record, but I thought that was another instance where even though Spears was able to get the foul, boy, one power dribble pull up, and you had a 12-footer right there.
Not just Spears. I thought Wiesner could have did it when she drove from the wing.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know if Wiesner is going to have the offensive mind. Kind of reminds me of Tannett a little bit.
Yeah.
They're more pass-first type players. Though I would love to see him take advantage of it.
I would too. Spears hits both free throws to increase Earlham's lead to 3. 3:26 remaining in the second quarter. Mills will bring it up for the Beavers. Mills will reset the Beaver offense. Finds Graham on the wing. Heminger will dish it to Mills. They're looking for the post presence. Gilling gets it to number 40, Emma Saltzman, but the layup is no good. And
timeout
there will
Quakers.
be a timeout by the Quakers with 3:01 to go. 20-17 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management and scoreboard, and we will be right back.
At First Bank Richmond, we provide you with an excellent banking experience. Whether it's personal checking, savings, mortgage loans, consumer loans, retail lending, or trust and investments, you can count on First Bank Richmond. First Bank Richmond has been serving the Richmond area since 1887. For more information, give them a call at 962-2581 or go to their website at firstbankrichmond.com.
Welcome back to the Athletic Wellness Center. Earlham College women's basketball. 3:01 to go in the second quarter. Earlham has a 20-17 lead. It will be Earlham's basketball, and I think we haven't seen as much sloppiness in the second quarter as we saw in the first quarter. Still not as much scoring as we thought we were going to see, but a little more control and just a lot of turnovers both sides. 15 by Earlham, 11 by Bluffton, and if they keep up this pace, Earlham have over 30 turnovers by the end of the game.
Yeah, that's rough. You look at, by the way, Cameron White is having an issue. I think her drawstring might have broken, so you see her over there getting that fixed.
Well, I think she has blood on her uniform.
Well, the way they were fixing that, so you guess you're right, because almost like they were pulling out the drawstring, but again, it probably was blood there. So you want to make sure she gets back in the lineup. But you're right. I mean, it's a little different second quarter. I guess if I'm looking at two teams that are trying to get into a playoff, and you've played how many games? Let's think about this. 17 for one team and 16 for another. Things would be a little more crisp.
Yeah, and the way both teams are playing, it almost has that feel like this is their first or second game of the season rather than the 17th or 16th game in the season, to where everything is firing on all cylinders and everybody's on the same page. White hits the first free throw. She was fouled by number 20, Gilling, and that is her second personal. Substitution, Kendall Spears will come out, and number 34, Kyra Joseph, will come into the game for the first time today.
Yeah, Kyra doesn't see many minutes at all in this rotation.
I think anybody after the main three doesn't see a lot of minutes for the Quakers. Bluffton sets up their offense. Graham at the top of the key. Gets free from Wiesner and finds Mills on the wing. Mills will get the screen by Saltzman. She will fire the three and off the mark. Rebound by Cameron White. Acacia will throw it across court, but picked off by Mills. And just like we said earlier, these full court passes just why throw them?
Yeah, you're right. You got to make sure if they've got to be perfect. You can't just throw it. Anywhere that Mills is at, she's going to be able to make a steal because she's kind of playing free safety back there and kind of reading where that ball is going.
Exactly, and that was Mills' third steal of the game. Bluffton has the ball on out of bounds. Mills passes it to Graham. She will fire the mid-range shot and off the mark. Rebound by Kyra. Acacia will throw full court to Wiesner. She drives but gets it stolen by Heminger and then fouls Heminger. And that is Earlham's 5th foul of the quarter, so Heminger will go to the free throw line for 2 free throws.
So that's a triple negative. You have the turnover, you have the foul, and now you shoot free throws.
Yeah. And I guess you could add one more negative. The foul was 94 feet away from the other basket.
Well, there's 4. Well, you're full of good news on this possession, huh?
I don't think there was any good about that possession. Heminger hits the first free throw, cuts Earlham's lead 2-4, 22-18 with 1:54 remaining in the second quarter. Heminger hits both free throws. Acacia brings it up, finds White. And I think Zoe trying to post up, you see the height of Saltzman, of her being 6'1".
Yeah.
It's hard to get Zoe into her groove, trying to be able to get the bounce pass in there, but somehow we got to find a way to get Zoe more involved because we want her low post presence to create opportunities for our shooters.
All right, so we need then, if you're looking at that direction, somebody's got to go get her defender picked off somehow, right?
Somehow get her open because Saltzman's doing a very good job of three-quarter front, and with her being a few inches taller than Zoe, her height is affecting the passing lane for the Earlham guards to get the ball into her. Wiesner hits 1 of 2 free throws, rebound by Mills. Earlham leads 23-19 with 1:38 to go in the second quarter. Mills finds Graham. Graham finds Saltzman. Saltzman finds Acacia, but she's on the other team.
Yeah. Doesn't work.
Yeah. Kendall Spears brings it up. Kyra will pass it to Wiesner. Comes off the screen, set by Kyra. Finds Zoe Curtis. Assist goes to Kendall Spears, and that's how you'll get Zoe the ball, by moving the ball from side to side.
And that was a great pass, too.
Yes, and if they're going to front her like that, then moving the ball quick from side to side, you'll have that quick opening just like Kendall found, and you want to try to exploit that. Mills finds Graham, thought about the three. She pump fakes, finds Mills. Thought Mills got away with the travel, but another travel I thought got away, but I don't know. I think it was a foul call. So much action was happening.
I think they might have called a kick.
Kickball,
right there, because they put 15 back on the shot clock.
So much action going on right there.
Yeah.
Graham will fire the three off the inbounds pass, and that is good. And if you're Coach Watson, can't allow that to happen. You can't be happy with your defense to get an easy three off an inbound pass.
Because in the scouting report they saw that somewhere.
Yeah. Or not even about a scouting report, just why she's so open.
Yeah. Well, it appeared to me that's probably a design play where if she's open and nobody gets out there, she's going to shoot her to hit it. So
Zoe Curtis will go to the free throw line for 2 shots. She was fouled by Saltzman. Misses the first free throw.
Yeah, I got to go back to Saltzman. I watched her at the other end, the screen and roll. Mm-hmm. She didn't roll with the ball. If she would have pinned off Zoe and had an easy layup, because we talk about that a lot, how the rollers are no longer rolling the right way.
Yeah.
It's driving me nuts. Gerard, I'm going to come out of the press box one of these days.
And they're not only just not rolling the right way, they also don't seem like when they roll, they're looking for the ball. And the rare alley-oop that we've seen.
Yeah.
Mills gets the bucket, 26-24 with 10 seconds remaining in the first half. And for some reason, it just seems unorganized, but Acacia gets the layup. 4 seconds to go. Bluffton will not get a shot off. And Earlham will go into halftime with a 4-point lead, 28-24 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management and scoreboard, and we will be right back.
I got this.
I got this.
I got this.
At Harrington Hogue, we believe your life belongs to you. That's why we work hard to make sure that your insurance coverage is the last thing you have to worry about. So when it comes to keeping you protected,
We got this.
Georgia Direct is your one-stop source for floor coverings and decorating ideas for remodeling a home, office, kitchen, or bathroom. Their showroom offers quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Armstrong, Craft-Made, and many more. They proudly offer Richmond the best quality and variety of home design solutions at competitive prices. At Georgia Direct, their goal is to deliver an outstanding customer experience from selection through installation. Georgia Direct Carpets and Cabinets, 5200 National Road East, Richmond. After the unexpected, expect us. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance of Fayette, Rush, Union, Decatur, and Shelby counties. Auto, home, life, renters, farm, crop, and business coverage. Coverage you need in a language you know. We take customer satisfaction seriously and don't take a cookie-cutter approach to your coverage. For more information, call 800-723-3276 or go to their website, in.farmbureau.com.
Hey, this is Steve, and out at Jiffy Lube the other day, a customer came in and said, Steve, this was my 100th oil change on this car, and you've done them all.
Hi, my name is George Farrell, and I've been coming to Jiffy Lube for over 14 years. I recently just had my 100th oil change. I'd like to thank Steve Funkhauser and his staff for the great service that they've provided me over the years. Thank you to all, and I would recommend anyone to come to Jiffy Lube to get their car serviced.
Jiffy Lube, #1 in customer satisfaction for a reason.
For the past 35 years, Van Vliet Insurance has built a reputation of bringing a personal touch. That's because at Van Vliet, it's all about you, your needs, your life, and our town. Along with providing quality coverage to individuals, families, and local businesses, we're proud of our community and the opportunity we have to protect your future within it. Van Vliet Insurance, an Erie Insurance representative. Hometown professionals at work for you.
Hello, my name is Kyle Schwarzkopf. I'm the manager of Kyle's National Road Auto, in business in Richmond since 1979. We employ ASE certified technicians, and we have over 80 years of experience. We work on all domestics and most European and Japanese cars. Give us a call at 966-1555. Kyle's National Road Auto Service. My name is Kyle Schwarzkopf, and I approve this message.
Little Sheba's Restaurant and Zini's Place. Come join us in Richmond at 175 Fort Wayne Avenue or at our newest location in Centerville at 129 East Main Street. Grab one of our gourmet pizzas, a deluxe sandwich, steak or fresh salad, and an ice-cold beer or your favorite wine. Featuring live music every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, plus more in our smoke-free environment. 10% discount with a valid student ID. It's better than being home. We're back here at the Athletics and Wellness Center. It is halftime as the Quakers on top by 4, 28-24. The numbers are not pretty, Gerard. The first half overall wasn't pretty, but for the Quakers, right now they'll take anything they can get because they know they've got to keep winning if they're going to make that final playoff spot. So, but overall, just not a very good first half either way, was it?
Well, if you're Earlham, you're happy that you have any kind of lead. You're shooting 38%. You turn the ball over 17 times.
Yeah.
And the only good stat you got right now is you out-rebounded Bluffton 19-12. So with 17 turnovers and only 38% shooting, I think you'll be happy that you got any kind of lead at halftime.
None of the numbers, again, we look back at the last game, none of the numbers made sense in that one, so I don't know why I'd be surprised that the numbers don't make any sense in this one either at times.
Well, the numbers we looked at right now, I don't think Earlham will match the 70 shots from the last game
No.
they played. And another positive stat is they're 9 for 12 from the free throw line, so they're not missing too many free throws. They just have to do a better job of being more controlled on the offensive end. There's a lot of times that they play a little bit out of control, force up shots, dribble into 2 or 3 defenders, and that's not going to get you all the points that you want because you're going to turn the ball over. Hence, they got 17 turnovers.
That's a lot of turnovers in a half of basketball, that's for sure. Quick numbers, Mills 9 points, Graham with 5, 4 by Moore, Gillig with 2, Heminger with 2, and Alverson with 2. For the Quakers, Wiesner with 1, Spears with 5, 2 by Tennette, 5 by Curtis, White with 6, Bowling with 8, and Newhart with 1. The Quakers shot 38%. And the Beavers shot 40% in the first half. And at least from three-point range, Quakers were 3 of 6, good enough for 50%. So you always find a silver lining in there somewhere. By the way, the Earlham men were winning. We'll try to check their score coming up again. Stay right here. We'll come back and see what's happening on the major college basketball scoreboard coming up in just a couple of moments. Halftime score on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Earlham 28, Bluffton 24. This is Earlham women's basketball right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Hi, this is Steve Funkhauser, and I was talking to someone the other day about how friendly and professional the crew at Jiffy Lube is, and they said, "You are always so upbeat. I'm going to call you Mr. Positive." And so now I am Mr. Positive. And I want you to know how proud I am of you and that you are doing a great job today. And hey, do something nice for somebody. Make somebody smile. Smiles are contagious, you know. I want you to have a great day and the horse you rode in on. Jiffy Lube. Fast, friendly, professional. I'm Mr. Positive and I approve this message.
Mancino's is family-friendly, serving fresh grinders, pizza, pasta, and salads daily. They serve great food priced for family budgets. And whether it's one of their homemade grinders, salads, or pizza, there's sure to be something for everyone in your family. Our baking process may cost a little more and take more time, but the end result of freshness and flavor make the real difference in all of Mancino's award-winning products. Mancino's of Richmond. Give them a call at 966-1161 or go to their website, Mancino'sofRichmond.com. New Vision Sports is a training program that focuses on the training and improvement of this serious-minded athlete, including all ages and skill levels. From creating customized workout plans to providing ongoing motivation and support, New Vision strives to help you achieve your training goals. Their trainers use a variety of effective workout plans based on your specific goals. New Vision Sports, 977-5831, or go to their website, newvisionsports.com. That's New Vision Sports with a Z.
As Earlhamites, when we set our minds to do something, we see it through.
Because when we strive to do what's right,
we believe ways will open for us.
It's why we design inclusive playgrounds and innovative transportation solutions.
Why we work to solve water crises and pioneer new technology.
Why we commit to bridging gaps and exploring the unexpected.
It's why we stay curious.
Why we insist on better answers.
Because at Earlham,
we don't see the world as a project. We see it as our purpose.
And we recognize our own potential in making this earth more beautiful,
more just,
and more peaceful for everyone.
Earlham College.
Always moving forward.
Hey, we're at halftime here at the Athletics and Wellness Center. Let's go and check out the college basketball scoreboard going on this Wednesday. Let's start first off in men's top 25 play as number 1 Tennessee winning on the road at Vanderbilt 45-39 in the second half. In fact, they just got underway. Also just underway in the first half, number 17 Houston beating East Carolina 14-7. And just underway in the second half, number 25 LSU, they're leading Georgia 58-46. Coming up later tonight, DePaul is at number 12 Marquette, and Colorado State plays at number 7 Nevada. Women's college basketball, it is number 20 Iowa State leading number 2 Baylor 15-13 in the first quarter. In the third quarter, number 3 Connecticut, a winner over SMU 62-26, again that in the third. In the first quarter, number 12 Texas beating Kansas 13-5. In the third quarter, Miami of Florida on top of number 13 Syracuse 56-50. And also in the first quarter, number 14 Rutgers now leading number 17 Iowa. That score 13-11. In the NBA, the Pacers at halftime leading Toronto 59-47. And that is the only game so far at halftime in the NBA. Most of the games in the first and second quarters, and also later tip-off times coming up later tonight. We have a second half. The winner of this game will get a chance to either stay in the number 6 position or perhaps move up to number 5, depending what happens with Anderson in their matchup tonight, or the Quakers could move from number 7 to number 6. We'll see. We have another 20 minutes of basketball to be played here at the Athletics and Wellness Center. Do not go away. This is Earlham Women's Basketball right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
As an internet service provider, Parallax Systems offers reliable residential high-speed internet service and business service. With a fiber backbone reaching over 150 miles, we have created a multifaceted delivery system. Our dark fiber leasing has proved beneficial to public and private sectors alike. Parallax serves Wayne County and surrounding areas. Parallax Systems, when speed matters, a division of Richmond Power and Light.
At the Reed Orthopedic Center, our physicians and support team devote themselves to helping you return to a healthy and active lifestyle. Our expertise includes shoulder, elbow, foot, ankle, hand, wrist, hip, and knee injuries, as well as pain management and rehabilitation, and school athletic training programs and sports medicine. We are committed to providing you with the best possible orthopedic treatment that we can. To request an appointment at the Reed Orthopedic Center, call 765-935-8905.
For over 30 years, Reynolds Plumbing has been keeping the Richmond-Wayne County area running. Whether on commercial properties, restaurants, or residential, they've done quality plumbing, heating, and air work for thousands of customers. In a small town, a company like theirs cannot stay in business for as long as they have without being very good at what they do. It's not just about quality work, it's about customer service. If that's the kind of experience you want on your next plumbing or HVAC job, then Reynolds Plumbing has you covered. Call Reynolds Plumbing today at 966-0994. For over a century, Richmond Power and Light has been providing safe, reliable energy to the citizens and businesses of Richmond and the surrounding area. Through their dedicated and talented employees, they are advancing their tradition of exceptional service through new technology, training, and efficiency in everything they do. Richmond Power and Light provides reliable, low-cost energy and technology services in a customer-focused, environmentally responsible, safety-conscious manner. Richmond Power and Light. Together we make powerful partners.
We check them better. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle is fully inspected and reconditioned by ASE and factory-trained technicians. And each Better Buy vehicle comes with a Carfax vehicle history report, so you know you can buy a vehicle with confidence. We back them better with a 3-day satisfaction guarantee. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified comes with a 3-day or 300-mile satisfaction guarantee. If you don't like it within that 3 days or 300 miles, just bring it back and we'll exchange it for a vehicle of equal value. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle comes with a 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty. We price them better. We have dedicated individuals searching the entire country for the highest quality, lowest price vehicles for our inventory. In today's competitive market, we're constantly monitoring vehicle values to ensure that we're offering the best prices possible. We guarantee that every Wetzel Better Buy vehicle is the highest quality used car or truck around. Our reconditioning process guarantees that you are getting a vehicle as close to brand new as possible, and our warranties back that up.
Want to remind you that tonight's game brought to you in part by your Richmond area Subways. Each day of the week, you can get a different 6-inch sub with no artificial flavors or colors. Only $3.50. Every Monday, the sweet onion chicken teriyaki. Wednesday, the turkey breast. And Friday, the tuna. Treat yourself at Subway. 4 locations in Richmond and Hagerstown. Subway, eat fresh. We're ready for our third 10 minutes of basketball. Let's see if either team will perhaps clean things up a little bit here in the second half, make the correct adjustments. And, well, who do you think the second half favors after watching the first half? Or is that a tough call?
Might be a tough call because a few non-turnovers go Earlham's way. It's a bigger lead, but a couple of made shots go Bluffton's way. Could be them in the lead. So it's a very tough call right now.
Well, we did say that when you looked at the numbers, both these teams coming in, they're very, very similar. So there's not a whole lot separating either of these two teams. As you said, probably those 17 turnovers might be the one that sticks out the most.
Bluffton, 12 turnovers, so they're not too far behind.
So it'll be Quaker basketball. Tanette McFarland out front. Quakers will have Zoe Curtis down in the low block, draws the double team, still managing to score as she took that one over Ulverson. So the Quakers get on the board first here in the third quarter. A little soft press put on. Quakers will not even trap on the sideline. That is TJ Mills, the junior guard out of Dayton, calling the play out front. As the Beavers looking to post up underneath as well as Gillig trying to find some room to maneuver. And we've got a whistle and we've got a foul call. I think that may go against Ulverson.
Got her for using the elbow.
I think Ulverson may have just, of course, she fell down first.
Yeah.
So the Quakers get it back for the second time here in the third quarter. White played with those 2 fouls in the first half. Back in the lineup here in the third. The handoff to Net, back to White. Quakers trying to screen underneath McFarland. And McFarland steps out, shoots the 3 and hits it. McFarland had been kind of quiet over the last couple of games. There's another turnover. Here's Bowling. Bowling with the layup, and a great start by the Quakers, and a timeout on the floor by Bluffton. Earlham has all of a sudden ballooned a 7-0 run here in the third. With 8:42 remaining, it is Earlham on top of this one, 35-24.
Summit Computer Systems is a full-service computer manufacturing and support company founded in 1997. They partner with businesses and individuals to provide computer systems, hardware service, support, design services, high-speed wireless internet, network design, and more. Summit Computers, 1427 Chester Boulevard in Richmond. Give them a call at 939-2120. Are you looking for the right place to work out? A place where you have several choices and can have fun at the same time? Well, that place is right here in Richmond, Family Fitness Works. Family Fitness Works has spinning, Zumba, kickboxing, core works, kick fit, body pump, body flow, and much, much more. And don't forget, Family Fitness Works also has Richmond's most extensive free weights and Nautilus in the area. Check out their website at familyfitness.com or stop by at 213 North 3rd Street in Richmond.
Well, I don't know how many times we've said it in a broadcast, even this year, how you start and end a quarter or a half is so vital.
And if you're Earlham, you couldn't have had a better start than what you've gotten in the first minute and a half.
All tipped and a near turnover again, and a foul call on McFarland. Tough call there on the Quakers. Looked like she might have had all ball that time, but the official said she did not. Well, Earlham with 7 unanswered points to begin this quarter. Now a commanding, well, I would consider right now the way this game has gone, a commanding 11-point lead. This is Mills. Mills hasn't really been that huge impact player that we expected coming in as she'll go to the line. They're going to get Cameron White. So Cameron just picked up number 3.
big decision for Coach Watson. Do you leave her in and risk her picking up a fourth in such an early part of the second half, or do you take her out?
Mills will miss the first. I think I try to buy a couple of minutes with her simply for the fact that she can be foul prone.
Yeah.
More even maybe on the offensive side.
Yeah, because she's so aggressive, and that can end up leading to an offensive foul. She's already had one of those in the game.
Bluffton trying to press, and a foul call at mid-court. Looked like that may be Gillig on the foul. Well, when you're up by 11 or 10 points, the decision might be a little bit easier if you feel that your team can continue to play with the momentum they're playing with. But I think I'd like to at least buy 2 minutes here. Here's Zoe. Turn to the baseline block.
At that moment, I would tell Zoe the guard is coming down every time.
Yeah.
Hold it, wait for her to come, kick it right back out.
Exactly.
Maybe an open shot or maybe get it right back to her.
There's another turnover by the Beavers. 3-on-2 break. White, the kick out. Bowling will give it back to Tannett. Swings it now to McFarland. Tannett off the drive. No. And the rebound by Moore. Not a bad look, just not finishing at the basket.
No, not a bad look. And I tend to think that when Tannett shoots the ball, it's normally a good look because she doesn't shoot the ball that much. So if she's got it and she takes it, it must not be a bad shot.
Here is Mills off the drive. No. The offensive rebound put back. Yes. There is Chelsea Moore. Well, believe me, an 11-point lead probably isn't very safe, but I said commanding. Didn't say it was safe, though. Here is McFarland for three. And the rebound pulled down again by Moore.
I don't think any lead is safe
unless
it's like 40 or 50.
There's a miss in the putback. Another offensive rebound by Gilligan. We've got a whistle and a foul.
That's something that you can't allow when there's three Earlham players down there and one Bluffton player. She can't be the one to get the offensive rebound. One or two of the players have to box her out and drive her out that lane, and the other one pick up the rebound.
Still trying to maybe register how the Quakers got so many offensive rebounds in the last game. Can you help me?
I don't know, because you're right, because Bluffton's a lot bigger than Earlham in size, so that's a great question.
Another missed shot, offensive rebound, did not hit the rim. Mills off the glass for three. And what was an 11-point lead, back down to 5.
Like we said, no lead is safe. I didn't think it'd be cut down this quick, though, the way the game was flowing in the first half.
It did happen very fast. White, Wiesner is checked in for the Quakers. Entry pass will find Zoe, and she'll turn and get fouled. You know, the one thing, if you watch Zoe, I don't know if anybody's taught her to catch and look first and chin it and kind of look and see what's there instead of make that move first.
Well, from what we've seen from Zoe all season, maybe not, or maybe Coach Watson gave her the green light to where when she catches it, automatically go. But you're right. If she catches it and looks, a lot more success may happen for the Earlham offense, not just for Zoe, but for other players as well. When she gets double teamed, she'll find the open player. Or you realize the double team's coming, pass it back out, post yourself, and get it right back. So it would help her game out tremendously if she did the passing, the catch and look rather than always catching and going.
Yeah, I agree. Well, here comes Mills back the other way as the Beavers will look to attack, and then throwing it away will be Moore. Probably could have taken a power dribble and taken it right back up. Here is White on the drive, took it right into the defender inside in Saltzman, and then it's going to be knocked out of bounds. It'll be Bluffton basketball.
See, that's a perfect moment to where I thought White could have used the mid-range because her defender fell.
Yeah.
And instead of having a wide-open mid-range shot, decides to drive it, but driving it into traffic.
And there's no way she's going to get it over Saltzman.
6'1", nah.
No, if it happens, it'd be awful strange. Here is the drive, and Mills has her shot blocked. So Mills tried to force the action as well. 5.5 minutes remaining in the third. Wiesner nearly traveled with it. White deep in the corner. Handoff back to White from Quaker Zoe Curtis, and we've got a whistle as White falls to the floor. See what the call is. It's going to go against the Beavers. That's going to go against number 40, and before the play continues, Bluffton will make a change. Kylie Brock will come in, and out of the ball game with the third foul will be Chelsea Moore. So Quaker basketball leading it by 7 here in the third. See, they really back off White there, don't they?
All teams play her for the drive, and I don't think I've seen White shoot a three-pointer.
There's Spears for 3. Lead back to 10. Well, if she just doesn't shoot many.
Yeah, but she drives a lot, so that's what teams play her for.
Back the other way, and that'll be a 3 as Kylie Brock coming off the bench and hitting a 3 for the Beavers. So tick for tack right there, and it's back to a 7-point lead. Wiesner will find, in fact, this is Spears. Hard to believe this was a, 9-7 game in the first?
Yeah, teams caught a little bit of a rhythm, but now we have a little three-point contest going on.
So here is Mills. They really kind of cleared out here for Mills as she drives and throws it right to Wiesner. That's another one of those where you pull up in the lane.
Yep.
Quakers back the other way. Here's White off the drive and drew contact, but again, pull up and shoot it, but she tried to drive it into traffic.
And the person she drove it into was 6'1", Saltzman. Again, you're just not going to get the ball over her.
Yeah, it's twice now for Cameron. As we've gone into the 4-minute mark now here in the third. Bluffton, there's a reaching foul called against Spears.
And I think the media timeout.
That's right. We've made it under the 4-minute mark, so we have a media timeout here at the Athletics and Wellness Center on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers lead it by 10.
Best One Tire and Service has been committed to our partners since 1948. With more than 250 locations in 26 states, Best One puts over 1 million tires on the road every year. Superior tires, expert service, competitive prices. Best One Tire and Service, where the best costs less.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark with Best One of Richmond. Because Best One is one of Bridgestone's largest retailers, we offer exclusive Bridgestone savings. Visit us in Richmond to save on Bridgestone tires today.
Finding just the right used car can be a daunting task unless you shop at Tony's Car Sales in Richmond. Hi, this is Troy Naragowski. I can guarantee you one thing. Tony's professional staff will help you every step of the way without all that pressure of buying a new car. Hey, I bought my last 2 cars from Tony's, and it has been a great experience every time. Tony's has lots of one-owner cars, SUVs, and trucks ready for you today. Tony's Car Sales, 250 National Road West in Richmond.
Well, the Quakers have again built that lead back to 10. They had it at 11 after that 7-0 run at the beginning of the third quarter, and saw Bluffton come back, cut it to 5, and Quakers again get it to double digits. Here's a shot from the corner. Line drive 3 by Kylie Brock. What is that now, 3 in a row as you go back and forth?
4. Spears has 2 and Brock has 2 in the past few minutes.
Here's Wiesner in the corner. She's going to try to join the party. Missed it. The battle for the rebound. It goes out of bounds. It'll be Bluffton basketball. Yeah, Wiesner, I'm sure we kind of see her not scoring as much as she would like to. When you get her in the lineup, got to hit those open shots.
Mm-hmm. And you may get away with it against Bluffton, but against Hanover, Transylvania, Rose, those will be needed.
Yes. You're going to, boy, you look at that future schedule, and we'll talk about that. You've won 3 out of 4 against these teams that you're playing in the next 4 games. But then you start thinking about what's coming next, and those final 4 games of the year could really be a key.
Yeah.
There's another foul call.
And I could be wrong, but I think the odds are that in order for you to get one of those 6 spots, you're going to have to end up beating one of the top 3 teams.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You're going to have to. So that means you're either going to beat Transylvania, Hanover here, or Rose-Hulman here.
Well, again, a favorable stretch. If you win tonight, you may sneak into the 6th. Then you play Anderson on Saturday, who you've beaten already, and you've beaten them at their place, so you have confidence that you can beat them at your own house.
Yeah.
And then you get Manchester, who hasn't won a conference game yet. That could be 3 straight wins that can play a big factor coming down in the final games.
How about Wiesner, the layup for the Quakers, 45-38.
It's a nice pass.
See, that was better offense, as you said earlier. They really moved the basketball well, didn't force anything, and it turned into 2 points.
When they're not playing out of control, they do a very good job running their offense and getting a shot that they want.
Here's another 3 on the way as Bluffton unable to connect on that one as Brock downtown. Here is Graham for 3, and we've just been raining threes here in the third.
And Bluffton cuts Earlham's lead to 4.
I'm going to take back my commanding 11-point lead comment earlier. Here's a floater by White, short, long rebound by Brock.
I thought that was a good example of her not driving into traffic in a quick pull-up.
Yep. But we don't see that very often.
We do not. And let's see if Earlham can stop the 3-point shooting barrage by Bluffton.
Well, so far, this is Brock. This time she's going to drive, kiss it too hard. Here come the Quakers. Lead pass will find Spears. Lobbing underneath to White. Layup good.
And the foul.
So a foul call on the play, and they're going to get, I believe that's going to be Saltzman, the 6'1 freshman, committing the foul. And the Quakers will go to the line. Newhart is in for Earlham. Also coming into the lineup will be Kyra Joseph. And here is Cameron, now a chance to complete the 3-point play. But that was pretty good vision there by Spears to see her.
And so far in this second half, they're doing a much better job of taking care of the basketball, making a lot more crisp passes. They only have 1 turnover so far in the second half.
Well, that's amazing. After 17 in the first half, only 1 here in the third. Mills on the drive, and she's going to draw 3 white jerseys, but just 1 foul. Earlham now losing it late in the second half, only 54 seconds remaining. Bluffton leading Earlham on the men's side 74-66. So Earlham men, unless they get something with the last 56 seconds, they're not going to get the job done tonight.
And they're digging themselves into a deeper hole for their playoff chances.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, because they're about down to their last, 8 games, too. So there's not a whole lot of time remaining. Boy, and there's been times we've seen the men play well, and then other times they don't look the same.
I think we've seen that on both sides, women's and men's.
Here's another floater down the lane. Cameron White, another one. This time she's able to connect and give Earlham a 7-point lead.
That's the difference when you don't drive into an opponent who's much bigger than you when you pull up with the space that you were given.
Well, that might be another part of her game that if she works on that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Mills on the drive, wide open on the wing. 3-pointers missed by Graham. And the rebound by Newhart. Lead pass the other way for Joseph, and the Quakers running the floor. Kyra Joseph, one of the Quaker bigs, able to get down the floor.
And another one of those quick Earlham runs that they love to go on, a quick 4 or 6-0 run.
Okay, the shot clock is off. We're down to our final 10 seconds or so. There's a floater, no good by Mills. Newhart with a rebound. Tanette with a basketball. Chance here with just time running out. Here's a 3 by White, just off the front of the rim. But the Quakers finish the quarter strong on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. There you see it. Quakers lead it by 11. This is Earlham Women's Basketball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Mendenhall's True Value in Richmond is your local source for the things you need at home or your business every day. Everything from hardware, tools, carpet cleaner rentals, window and screen repair, lawn and garden supplies, as well as hunting and fishing licenses. It's all in one place at Mendenhall's True Value Hardware, right around the corner at 125 Southwest 5th Street in Richmond. Give them a call for more information at 962-4842. Today's game is being brought to you by Tri-County Awards in Richmond. Customized awards and quality engraving services. When you come to Tri-County Awards, you'll get nothing but the best customer service. We take pride in our prompt service and easy availability. Celebrate success with a gorgeous medal, trophy, or plaque from Tri-County Awards. We've been crafting awards since 1972. Choose from a wide variety of designs and styles. We're a locally owned and family-operated business. Tri-County Awards, 1001 South East Street in Richmond.
Well, Gerard's going to try to get us even a bigger lead here in the fourth quarter. I did my job, so pretty much up to you now to finish it off.
Well, not up to me. It's up to them.
I always like to take credit when I can. I had nothing to do with any of it, but it sounds good in my
I'll take
resume.
credit for the win, but if they lose, I'm not taking the blame.
There you go. I'd pass the buck, too.
Exactly. Bluffton starts off the fourth quarter with the basketball, down 9. Heminger just misses the layup. Rebound by Overson. She gets it back out to Brock. And the ball finds Mills, who will reset the Bluffton offense. Number 33, Abby Parkins with the drive, finds Overson. She will drive it on Zoe, throws up a wild shot, but gets fouled by Curtis. And Overson will go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
I don't think that's bad defense, though, by Zoe. Do you? I thought she established good position underneath.
I think sometimes as a player, those could be the kind of frustrating fouls because Overson was the one driving kind of wild, but because she hit my body, that I get the foul call for it.
Yeah.
And I don't think there was anything Zoe could do to improve her defense right there. I just think that's just a call a ref just ends up making when the offensive player is the one out of control, but hits my body, so it's on the defensive block.
Yeah, it's and I know that can be a tough call at times, but you know what? The ball doesn't lie either. So
Overson misses both free throws. White on the wing finds Spears at the top. Will pass to Bowling, comes off the screen. It will go to Zoe. She gets triple team, finds White, who ends up taking a three-pointer. Rebound, Bluffton. Mills will bring it up, and just like we talked about earlier, Zoe saw the double team coming and passes it out to the open person.
And there's a turnover. And again, I think but I'm looking for Bowling, and I'm probably looking for Spears, not so much White on that one.
Yeah. Spears with the drive. Mills nearly gets another steal with her quick hands, but knocks it out of bounds, and it will be Earlham basketball.
I should say, unfortunately, it wasn't those two players in that corner, though. That's the only problem. But I think if you can get that kind of look again next time, make sure that you have Spears in one corner and Bowling in the other.
Yes. Spears at the top, passes it to Bowling, sets up the Earlham offense. Screened by Spears. Bowling will take the layup, and it gets blocked by Gilling. And Mills will bring it up for the Beavers. Gilling throws it to Heminger in the corner. Brock at the top. Passes it to Mills, looking for Gilling in the post, gets it to her, and there will be a foul call on Kendall Spears for reaching.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to this end again, if you don't mind, for just a moment. When Bowling came off that screen, you have one, maybe two dribbles and pull up and shoot it. We got to come to practice and show that to them.
Well, in the shooting drills we watched them do yesterday, they were shooting all kinds of mid-range jump shots, but just don't ever translate them to the game.
Boy, a player that is a shooter like Spears, like Bowling, I think they'd love that because they're wide open.
Mm-hmm. And it would help their three-point shots so much because the defender would have to respect your mid-range game and play you for the drive pull-up, so they'd back off for you, give you a lot more space for you to have a much better three-point shot. Gilling goes 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Rebound by Zoe Curtis. She will bring it up. And got fouled, but no call by the ref. Now there will be a call by the ref as Brock fouls Acacia.
Well, you know as well as I do, Bluffton is going to have to pick it up a little bit. They made 2 very nice runs in that third quarter, but you don't have that many runs left in the game.
And this is one of the times that Earlham is on the right side of us saying that statement.
And they're not a really powerful scoring team either. We mentioned that earlier.
Earlham has to do a good job of taking care of the basketball and not making stupid mistakes like that in this quarter to maintain the lead. And that was a steal by Heminger, finds Overson, and she will get fouled by Kyra Joseph. And perfect example of what not to do to keep the lead.
And your example is Cameron just tried to throw it through hands.
And Heminger read it all the way and easily picked the ball off.
All right, so we already know now we don't want to see the wrong roll off the screen, right?
No.
We want to see more mid-range jumpers.
Yes.
We want to see fake high, go low, fake low, go high. So we got 3 things. We'll go to practice next time and share our thoughts. They may not want to hear it, but maybe we'll go near their practice and just do it.
They may not want to hear it, but how many times can we point out on film where it would be useful?
Very useful.
Overson goes 1 for 2 from the free throw line. Zoe rebounds. Ball will be out of bounds by Earlham. It'll be Bluffton basketball. And I will say this half, Earlham's done a much better job of taking care of the basketball. Only 2 turnovers this half.
Yeah.
But you have to do an exceptional job these past 7 minutes to maintain the lead. There was a steal by Acacia. She finds McFarland on the drive, and McFarland will hit the floater. Earlham back up by 9 with 7.5 to go in the game. Brock has it for the Beavers, calling for a screen by her bigs. Thought about the 3, but good help defense by McFarland. Mills will come off the screen set by Overson, and we'll do a step-back 3 and nothing but net. And Mills cuts Earlham's lead to 6. Acacia will do a full-court pass to White. White will take it and get fouled by Heminger. White will go to the free throw line and shoot 2.
You know, if I'm Bluffton to this end, I feel pretty lucky that Mills got that step-back 3 when they started that offense. The 2 bigs just stood there.
Yes.
I'm
also feeling not happy after a made shot. They get full-court press. White beats our whole team back down court.
Yeah, you got to make sure that knowing that Earlham likes to get up and down the floor, better get somebody back.
White makes the second free throw, missed the first one, and substitution, Wiesner will come in for Bowling. And with that step-back 3, Mills just hit that, leads all scorers with 18 points.
Well, she's going to be the player. If Bluffton's going to get back in, it's probably going to be Mills.
They find Mills. She pulls it back out. Sets up the Beaver offense. Find Heminger. They're looking for Gilling in the post. But good post defense by McFarland. Mills back out the top. Gets a screen by Overson. Picks it up. Finds Brock in the corner. She will pull up for the mid-range. And
oh, boy.
A couple of lucky bounces, and it goes in. Well, we talk about pull-up jump shot.
Yeah. I think it might have hit the side of the backboard first.
Acacia at the top finds McFarland. She will hand it off to Cameron White. Finds Zoe in the post. Go over her shoulder. Misses the hook shot, but you can't be mad with that offensive possession.
Yeah, one thing about it, I'd love to see her go to the rim instead of come back this way, too.
Yeah. Gilling at the top finds Heminger. They go to Overson in the post, and we have a jump ball. Possession arrow points to the Quakers, so it will be Quaker basketball.
You know, as bad as Bluffton really has played in this quarter, they're only down by 5. Yeah. They're just hanging in there, and you don't want them to hang around too much.
And if you're the road team, that's all you want. You want to hang around with a few minutes to go, and McFarland hits the three-pointer, but not before they call a travel.
That's just a unforced error. You move the pivot foot a little bit too much, trying to get your feet established. That one hurts.
Yes. Brock brings it up for the Beavers, and just like we talked about, if you're on the road with 5 minutes to go in the game, if you're in the ball game, that's all you want.
Yeah, that's all you want right now, and you have every chance get a bucket right here.
Exactly. They're looking for Overson, but great post defense by McFarland. Gillig may have gotten away with a travel, but no call. Mills will bring it back out, step back three, and
ooh, look out, Zoe.
Yeah, slippery on the court. A couple of players fall down. Mills missed that three. They find White. She will drive. Good bounce pass to Zoe. And
somebody called a timeout at Earlham first. The official did point to the bench as a timeout.
It's a big call right here.
So,
and they're saying timeout.
Yep.
Earlham, the basket will not count. 55-50, Earlham leads. 5 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the fourth quarter on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, and we will be right back.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you're born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
Since 1994, Beach Automotive has provided motorists in the Richmond area with comprehensive auto repair services that include car and truck care, alignment, brakes, tires, engine, transmission, and more. You'll be hard-pressed to find the same level of expertise that our auto mechanic specialists provide. For a high-performing vehicle, trust Beach Automotive. To learn more, call 765-966-8181. Beach Automotive, 110 East Main Street, Richmond.
Welcome back to the Athletic Wellness Center, Earlham College women's basketball. Earlham leads Bluffton 55-50 with 5 minutes to go in the ball game. And a little difference from numbers we talked about from last game. Bluffton's actually out-rebounding Earlham, but Earlham has 10, or they both have 12 steals. Wow.
Yeah.
I was looking at blocks, but.
Yeah, those numbers have gone down quite a bit, haven't they?
Well, both 20 turnovers, both 12 steals. So, Wiesner on the side gets the screen by McFarland. McFarland steps out. She will drive baseline, throw a floater up, and nothing but net. It almost looked like she turned her body before she threw it up, kind of a little Kareem hook shot right there.
Yeah, right. It looked like it's even behind her back or something.
But she gets it to fall. Increases Earlham's lead to 7. Mills on the wing. They're looking for Overson on the post up. Brock on the wing, trying to go for Gillig. She will pull up for the mid-range, and it is off the mark. Rebound by Acacia. She will throw a full-court pass to Zoe, but it was tipped to White. McFarland on the wing will find Cameron White. She will pull it back out for the Quakers. Quakers running their half-court offense. Cameron White at the top of the key. She will drive, find McFarland. She comes off the screen. She will throw another floater up, but this time it is off the mark. Rebound by Zoe Curtis, and she throws it up. Air balls, rebound by Cameron White, and she will get fouled.
Well, the Earlham bench really wanted a foul with Zoe, huh?
I almost thought everybody expected a whistle because it seemed like everybody stopped for a minute except Cameron White, who got the rebound.
You know, sometimes officials won't call something like that because it just seems like the play is kind of too wild, you know. I mean,
yeah.
And then so you kind of hesitate because you want to see a clear case of a foul, and just doesn't happen that way. And it is a game of angles. I mean, I'm looking at it much different than you and the guy on the baseline and the two outside officials. So,
but also as a player, you can't play for the whistle. Like, if you're anticipating a whistle and you stop. Just like Cameron took advantage of everybody stopping, she got an offensive rebound, which led to 2 free throws.
Yeah.
You play until you hear a whistle.
Yeah.
Mills has it for the Beavers. Bluffton down 9 with 3:45 to go in the ball game. She picks up her dribble. Good defense. Nearly stolen by McFarland, but Gillig passes it to Graham, who will shoot the three, and it is
That's
good.
huge.
Huge three for Bluffton. Down by 6 now with 3.5 to go. And Bluffton still right there.
Well, there is again, we talked about it moments ago. Now there's a real sense of urgency. Hey, how about that? You get a block, get a foul. But there's a real sense of urgency right now if you're Bluffton, because you're still 2 possessions, 3:21 to go. You've made several runs. I just don't believe there's that many left in a team right now.
But in order to have a successful run, you got to stop Earlham on offense, and committing a lot of fouls and giving easy free throws is not going to help. But White missed the first free throw, so maybe not a bad foul.
Yeah.
She hits the second one, pushes Earlham's lead back to 7. Earlham will do their full court press. Bluffton find Mills. She will bring it up. Sets up the Bluffton offense. Gillig on the post, but good post-up defense by Spears. Overson will shoot the mid-range shot. Rebound by Parkins, and she will get fouled. Kendall Spears picks up her 5th foul, and she has fouled out of the ball game.
You know, I didn't blame Spears too much on that one. If you watch that play, I thought she did a nice job fronting down that low post. Unfortunately, it was a long rebound that she couldn't get to.
Yeah.
And then she tried to find position underneath. So
and by then it was already too late.
That's right.
That's just one of those fouls. It was just a misfortunate place of the ball off the rebound.
And I'm sure Spears is, I mean, what is she? What did they list Spears at 5'6"? And she's down there in the low post area. That's not her natural spot to be. That's going to go against Ulverson.
Yep, she moved too early before the shot was released. And Coach Shuttler of Bluffton was not happy about that, as Ulverson immediately checks out the game.
Well, and that because you can't afford a mistake like that.
I mean, that's a free point right there. You look like a 5-point ball game instead of a 6-point ball game. Wiesner brings it up for the Quakers. She picks up her dribble but finds Acacia. White on the wing. Finds Acacia. They're looking for Zoe, but good defense by Saltzman. Wiesner at the top. She will drive. Hits Cameron White. Wiesner in the corner. Goes back to White. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Acacia will shoot a three-pointer.
Oh, boy.
Nothing but net.
Huge shot.
It's reasons like that I always say she should shoot more than what she does. I think she can be an effective scorer for the Quakers if she took more shot attempts. But big shot right there.
Oh, none bigger right now in this game.
Depending on what Bluffton does on this possession, that may be the backbreaker.
Yeah.
Gilling gets fouled by McFarland. She will go to the free throw line and shoot 2.
You know, one thing about that, and everybody wants to be a shot blocker, but I don't think McFarland is. I'm not sure who else was in that little mix right there. But, you know, go straight up.
Yes.
Yeah, if they make the basket, great. But at least the clock is still running, and they're not putting points on the board with the clock off.
And I think the position that Gilling had on McFarland, and there's no point to try to block, no point trying to get a foul called on you, stop the clock, all that. Yeah, just go straight up.
And you know how awkward it is when you have 3 players around you to try to get good body position yourself as an offensive player just to try to get that shot off. And there were 3 Earlham players right there.
Yeah. White on the wing, stolen by Mills. That is her 4th steal, and she will use her speed to hit the layup. And Bluffton now down by 6 again.
Yeah, just
150
down a little bit.
Yes. Easy layup by Cameron White. And is it just me, or every possession we've seen Cameron White go down the right side of the lane and get the ball every time on the wing?
Yeah. Well, she's right-handed. You can tell she didn't like going left.
Parkins picks up her dribble, finds Saltzman. They will go back to Mills, but a timeout by the Bluffton Beavers, 65-57 with 1:29 to go on the Wesley Baseball Management and Scoreboard, and we will be back.
Best One Tire and Service has been committed to our partners since 1948. With more than 250 locations in 26 states, Best One puts over 1 million tires on the road every year. Superior tires, expert service, competitive prices. Best One Tire and Service, where the best costs less.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark with Best One of Richmond. Because Best One is one of Bridgestone's largest retailers, we offer exclusive Bridgestone savings. Visit us in Richmond to save on Bridgestone tires today.
Welcome back to the Athletic Wellness Center, Earlham College women's basketball. Earlham has an 8-point lead with just under a minute and a half to go in the ball game. And if you're Earlham, main focus is do not foul on the defensive end and take care of the basketball on the offensive end.
And now it's clock management now,
yes.
too. Really realize, if you think about it, in 1 minute and 30 seconds, if you're able to run as much time off that shot clock, they know they're going to have to hurry, but you can use a lot of time now. And you're going to put the pressure back on them, so be good stewards of your time management right here. If you get in a situation where there's a possible tie-up, call a timeout and just keep that possession.
And if I'm Earlham, anticipating Bluffton coming with the press.
Oh, they will, yeah.
They're definitely going to come with the press. But usually I said it right, clock management, don't go for the quickest shot right away, run some clock off. And again, biggest thing on defense, don't foul. Graham misses the three, rebounded by Gilling of Bluffton. She ends up losing it, and we have a jump ball between Wiesner and Saltzman, and the possession arrow goes to Bluffton.
And you know why I like that? I thought the Quakers boxed out really well. That was just, again, a long rebound. McFarland playing a little bit out of position underneath, but the nice thing about it is they're going to use some more clock.
More clock, yes. Parkins finds Mills, who's just standing at the wing at the moment. They find Parkins, and Earlham commits the foul. It will go on Zoe Curtis.
Now, Zoe had to come over and help. Cameron got caught. I don't know if she got picked off her man or she was just late getting to her man cutting inside, but that enabled the player to get open and Parkins to the free throw line, but you got to make sure you don't get beat in the lane like they did right there.
Yeah. Parkins hits the first free throw. Bluffton getting ready to set up their press.
And they will deny because there's only 105, so you know that you better be ready. They will be going for steals here. They do not want it inbounded.
Parkins misses the second one. Rebound by Newhart.
That's a great miss for Earlham.
He don't get the opportunity to set up the press. They do try to double team Acacia. She finds White, who gives it back to Acacia, finds Rosie at the top, and Acacia will set up the offense for Earlham and run some clock off. She will drive, gets her own loose ball back, finds Bowling. She'll pull up for the mid-range.
I can't believe it.
We saw a mid-range jump shot. Brock brings it up for Bluffton. 30 seconds to go in the game. Earlham by 9.
Don't foul.
Do not foul. Just go straight up. And jump ball by Earlham.
Well, that's an excellent call. Yes. That's good defense. That was that little step through that you see players do, and she just got caught up, and their Quakers didn't foul. That's a great play.
And Brock will foul Bowling, and that will send Bowling to the free throw line for 2 free throws. And
well, if Earlham play again, they would take a miracle now for Bluffton to win this. So this is a much-needed win we talked about at the beginning. You had to have this one, and now you start thinking Anderson, as you said, is next. You beat them earlier in the year. Gives you plenty of momentum if you take care of business on Saturday for that 3-game road trip.
And then you'd go into Manchester with the two-game win streak. And, again, Manchester is 0-9 in the conference, so that would give you a lot of confidence to beat them.
Yep.
And so right now there's a very favorable stretch for the Quakers to get back into the conference standings.
So realistically, you're thinking if you can win 4 out of you, well, Earlham just got a nice rebound.
And why foul?
So we're looking, you have this win tonight. If you beat Anderson, there's 2 in a row. If you at Transylvania, that's going to be a tough place to play.
Yeah.
But you can win at Franklin. You can win at, you could win 4 out of your next 5 going to those final 4 games. So that's big.
But you'd have to raise your level of play. I think the way they played in the second half, you have to play that all 40 minutes.
Yeah, they're going to have to really, and playing on the road anytime is going to be tough.
Yeah. So, but like we said, much needed win, and they play Anderson Saturday, and they beat Anderson by 8 at Anderson. So, but Anderson's going to be a different test than Bluffton. You're going to have to raise your level of play to get another win from Anderson.
Yep.
Mills hits the full court layup. We got a
here.
timeout by Earlham with 12 seconds to go, and we will keep it here for the timeout.
By the way, Earlham wins this. They're 4-6. Bluffton will fall to 4-7. Again, depending on what happens with Anderson tonight, the Quakers may very well jump ahead of Anderson, and they will put themselves in 5th place because, again, there's still a half-game difference because of that. Because of the postponement with Manchester. But you look at that's big. Think about that. You just all jumped from 7 to 5 with a win here at home.
And a team that you may jump tonight or will have a possibility to jump next game is the team you play on Saturday at home. So,
Well, that may have been an inadvertent whistle, buzzer right there.
If you're Bluffton, try to get a steal, but
well, if you don't steal, you don't need a foul because bottom line is, I mean, you're talking about 3 possessions in 10 seconds.
You'd have to pull off the Reggie Miller.
Yeah, and how often does that happen? Once in a lifetime. I've never seen anybody do that. What
8 points in 8 seconds, 10 seconds around.
It was crazy. Well, first off, you better find Reggie Miller pretty quick, and if you're Bluffton and get him out here, that's just not going to happen. But
Zoe hits both free throws, 10-point lead for the Quakers.
Let him go.
Yeah, matter of fact, just let him go. A steal by Bowling. She will dribble the clock out, and Earlham will get the win, 72-60.
So a big win tonight. We'll come back and wrap it up in a moment as the Quakers pull off the win 70-60 right here on the Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Wish me luck, wish me luck. We've all said it. Thing is, life doesn't run on luck. For most people, it takes careful planning. A lot more than, say, crossing your fingers or toes. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Because as your life changes, your life insurance coverage should do the same. And when it comes to your coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
Well, at times tonight, it wasn't always pretty, but the bottom line is you never apologize for a win, and the Quakers needed this one. Kind of makes up at least a little bit for that Defiance loss that they had earlier this year. So there's the first one, and as you said earlier, now it's Anderson on Saturday, so that's next.
Man, and usually I don't ever like to go back to the past, but just think about how big that Defiance win would be right now if they were able to get that one out. Instead of being 4-6, you'd be 5-5.
Yeah.
And you would be in 5th place, sole possession of 5th place at the current moment. So that game was big, but looking ahead to the future, you get a big win tonight. You beat Anderson earlier in the season. You get them at home, but again, you're going to have to play much better than you played tonight in order to repeat the game at Anderson. So you win that one, then you at Manchester, like we talked about earlier. It's a favorable couple of game stretch that Earlham has to get back into the top 6.
And by the way, Cameron White, 17 after a slow start. Got into foul trouble earlier in the ball game. Bowling 13, Curtis 11. Mills led the way for Bluffton with 22. So the Quakers now 6-11 overall, 4-6 in the conference. And again, it's a 1 o'clock start time, a men's and women's doubleheader on Saturday. And we'll have the first game at 1, the second game around 3:15 on Saturday afternoon. Good to see you again. You need some sleep. You look tired, man.
I get plenty of sleep. Don't worry about that.
All them classes you're going to and stuff.
Well, with no more sports.
Yeah, well, you got plenty.
Time. Yeah, I got plenty of time now.
Final score here at the Athletics and Wellness Center. Earlham beats Bluffton 70-60. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you Saturday right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.